Yes. Okay, yes, very good. Perfect. Yes, it is subject. So as we can see in this picture, there is science, Filipino, mathematics, and English. So perfect. That is subject. Next picture. Can you please guess this picture? What does it tell? Yes, sir. Okay, okay. Second here. Okay. Let me call. Okay, oh. Hi, good afternoon. So let's proceed. Shall we continue our discussion? Are we all good there? Okay, great. Alright, so here we go. Where are we? Or shall we start from the beginning? Okay. Let me just view this. Okay, so yes, we'll just continue here with our second picture. Alright, so the first picture shows subject, right? Sorry. And the second picture shows, can you please guess what is the second picture tells us? Anyone? So it's 4 letters only, so. Okay, very good. Yes, it's a verb. Very good. Now let's proceed to the last picture. Please guess this. What is this picture tells us? Oh, wow, perfect. Great. All right, very smart. So yes, this is agreement. Okay, so it seems that you already know what is our topic for today. So can you guess what is our new topic for today? Perfect. Yes, so our topic for today is all about subject-verb agreement. Okay, very good. So now, before we discuss the rules in subject-verb agreement, anyone who can define what is a subject? Anyone in the group? What is a subject? Let me pick a name here. Oh, yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Very good. So yes, when we talk about subject, it is either a noun or pronoun, right? And it is the one that we are talking about in a sentence, right? How about verb? Who can give me the definition of what is a verb? Anyone who would like to volunteer? Okay, perfect. Yes, verb is an action word. All right, so when we say agreement, then let's talk about the subject-verb agreement. So meaning to say, verb should agree from the subject. All right, so now let's proceed. Here we go. Okay, so first, we have here some rules of subject-verb agreement. Please read, everyone. Rule number 1. All right, thank you so much. So when we talk about singular subject, that should take a singular verb. Yes, whereas if we are talking about plural subject, so this should also require plural verb. And just for a review, I know you already know this with your previous years, but for singular verb, the form of singular verb should have S, right? So if we are talking about singular verb, the base form should have an additional S. While for plural verb, the verb should only be in a base form, right? So for those regular verb, what are those regular verb? Those are action words. All right, so here we go. Let's take with this example. First, Lolo 1 is very loving to his grandchildren. So anyone, what is the subject in this first sentence? Yes? All right, and Lolo 1 is plural or singular? Very good. So therefore, our verb is, what is the verb? Okay, is, which is a singular verb. Very good. How about for the second example? He always visits them during weekends. What is our subject here? Okay, and he is, what is the number of he? Okay, therefore, the verb is also correct, which is singular. Very good. Now, for the third example, it says the children go to his farm also. So what is the subject of the sentence? All right, and children is singular or plural? Okay, very good. Therefore, our verb would be go, which is a plural form of the verb. So as you can see, it's only go without S or ES because it's a plural form of the verb. Very good. Now, I want to ask who is Golda 10 here. Can you give me one example of a sentence using this first rule? Or anyone would like to volunteer? Okay, what is the subject with your sentence? And the verb? Hello? Okay, very good, perfect. All right, so class, do you have a question with our rule number 1? Any clarification? Okay, very good. It's so easy, right? So now let's proceed to the rule number 2. So what's the difference when we use a number or the number? All right, so if you use a number as part of your subject, it requires a plural verb. While when we use the number, it requires a singular verb. So let's take a look at this example here. First example. A number of parents rush to the grocery store. So in the first sentence, we use the a number, which requires a plural verb. So as you can see here in the sentence class, even though you see their parents before the verb rush, which is if we see the parents alone, there is s with the parents, then it will not be basing on that of praise because we have used here the subject as a number. So therefore, our verb is rush, which is a plural form of the verb. Did you get that? Okay, for the second example, we use here the number. So the number of patients decreases daily. So again, for this sentence, the subject would be the number, and we will not base or depend with the patients because it's just an interpreting word, and therefore our verb will be singular, or it will be singular in form, which has an s at the end of the verb. Very good. Who can give me example? Volunteer. Using a number. Anyone would like to volunteer? Or would you like me to pick your name? Let me check. Is there anyone who wants to join, sir, as well? Okay. Yeah, I guess there is. Kaitola Gonzalo, sorry. Okay. Alright, so we're only, yes, who would like to give example for the a number subject, please? Yes? A number of birds fly high. Very good. Yes, that's correct. So we use a number, therefore our verb fly will be in plural form of the verb. Very good. So do you have a question with the rule number 2, class? Any clarification? None so far? Okay, very good. So now let's proceed to the rule number 3. Okay, what are those indefinite pronouns and what are those definite pronouns? Okay, when do we use this in a sentence? Alright, so when the indefinite pronouns are used as subjects, take note that there are singular indefinite pronouns. This includes, what are those? Each, everyone, everything, everybody, someone, somebody, something, nobody, nothing, either, neither. So those are the indefinite singular pronouns. All right, so you just need to familiarize all of those so that you know that, oh, this is a singular indefinite pronoun. Therefore, I will use a singular form of the verb. All right, so now there are also plural indefinite pronouns. And what are those? We have here many, few, both, several. Good. All right, and the number of the verb agrees with the number of the subject. So these pronouns here, we use this as a subject in a sentence. Here are a few examples. So first, somebody has an answer to the problem. So what's the subject in the sentence? Okay. So in this sentence, somebody has an answer to the problem. What is the subject? All right, and somebody is singular or plural? All right, therefore, we use the verb. What's the verb in the sentence? All right, has, which is a singular verb. Next example. Let me admit first this Kirby Hernani. Hi, good afternoon. Still. All right, next example. We have here, few attend the party. What's the subject in the sentence, please? Okay, very good. And few belongs to singular or plural indefinite pronoun? All right, therefore, the verb should be in plural form, which is attend. Very good. I want, or who among you here can give example from everybody for this indefinite singular pronoun everybody. Can you please give your example sentence for this everybody singular pronoun? Anyone would like to volunteer? Yes, please. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, what is that again? Hello? Okay, please. Who is that? Sorry. Okay, Clark. Yes, Clark. Okay, very good. Very nice and simple example. Very good. And anyone who can give another example? Okay. okay, great. So everybody wants a new phone. All right, how about another indefinite plural form of a indefinite pronoun? You can choose from many, few, both, and several. Would like to volunteer? You can raise your hand. You can use many, few, both, or several. Just, is it Clark? Okay, Clark, please. Okay, you're next. Say it, Clark. Okay, that's a good example. And who else? Okay, sure. Is it Joshua? Okay, Joshua, go ahead. Several cases of is rising. Several is plural or singular? Alright, so the verb. So what is the verb? Can you repeat your sentence, please? Okay, so when we say several cases of COVID-19 is rising, our verb there is, or our subject first is several, right? So cases there, is it a verb when you use that in a sentence? Okay, so it should be several cases of COVID-19 are rising. So are there is the verb. Okay, it's okay. So yes, so several cases is not the verb there when you use that in a sentence. So your verb should be are. Okay, so that's okay. All right. So any clarification with this rule number 3? Do you have a question about this? All right, so you just need really to familiarize all of the singular and definite pronouns, so then you'll know that these are singulars and those are plural, okay? Next, we have your rule number 4. When we use fractions as part of our subject, the verb depends on the object of the phrase, all right? So when you use fractions, the verb will only depend after the of phrase, okay? So for example, first example, 1/2 of the land was planted with corn. So as we can see here, we use 1/2, which is a fraction. So therefore, our verb should be what? Was, right? So, what is the subject on this first sentence? What's the after of phrase? Yes, land. So therefore, since land is singular, therefore we use the verb singular also, which is was. Okay, very good. For the second example, let's take a look at this one. 3/4 of the houses were burned. What is the subject of the sentence? Okay, all right, good. And houses is plural. Therefore, we use the verb where. So we will not think that 3/4 is more than like half, more than 1/2. So even though it's multiple or several number like that, then we shouldn't depend on that fraction. We should depend after the of phrase, right? Next example, it says 1/3 of the members run for presidency. So our subject here is the members, which is plural. Therefore, we use the verb run, which is a plural form of the verb. All right. So do you understand with the rule number 4? Do you have a question about this? Okay, great. All right, so let's proceed to the rule number 5. I know it's just easy for you. So rule number 5, how or when do we use there is or there are? So there is should be followed by singular noun, and the phrase there are should be followed by a plural noun. So of course, there is from that phrase itself is, we know that it is singular. So therefore, the following word or noun should be also in singular form. Also, with there are, when we talk about there are, the following noun should be in plural, right? So first example, there is a visitor waiting for you at the lobby. So we use there is, therefore the following noun, which is visitor, is singular. Okay, very good. And here, there are visitors waiting for you at the lobby. So take a look at that too. Compare. So when you say there is only one visitor, there are many visitors. So therefore we use are, and the following nouns has s. Alright? So we're clear with there is and there are, class? Rule number 5 is just easy, right? Anyone can give an example? Just for any of this there is or there are. Just one volunteer so that we can proceed to the rule number 6. Anyone who would like to give their example? Okay, please. I'm sorry, there are many. Okay, very good. There are many factors. So there are, so therefore we use many factors. So which is a plural noun. Okay, so very good. Any question about rule number 5? Okay, sure. Who's that, please? Your first name? Clark. Okay, Clark, go. Sure. Okay. You're good. Okay, yes, that's good. Okay, perfect. There are plenty of pretty girls. Yes, or you can also only say there are pretty girls, but yes, it's also okay if you use the plenty. So there are really plenty of pretty girls. Okay, good. All right, now let's proceed to rule number 6. All right, so please everybody read rule number 6. Okay, thank you. All right, so I know it's simple to understand this rule number 6 that if you use two subjects and it is joined by or nor, the verb will only agree to the nearer subject. So, for example, first example, either Noah or his brothers are going to the beach. What is the subject in the first sentence? Brothers, right? And brothers is singular or plural? All right, therefore we use the verb are. So we will not see or think that even though we use or and there is no in the sentence, Still, we are talking about his brothers. In this, brothers is our subject, therefore it's a plural noun, so we use are. How about for the second sentence? Neither the guest nor the host arrives late. What's the subject of the second sentence? Okay, host. And host is singular. Therefore, our verb should be singular also, which is, right, arrives. Very good. Next, in the third example, either Mike or other applicants feel nervous. So what is our subject in this sentence? Okay, very good. And applicants is plural. Therefore, our verb should be plural also, which does not require additional s. Okay, very good. Now, who would like to give his or her example? Okay, Clara, first order, go ahead. Okay, very good. Yes, so what is your subject in that sentence, Clara? Okay, and siblings is plural, therefore your verb is. Okay, very good. Is there anyone who would like to give their example? If not, we will proceed to rule number 7. Do you have any question on rule number 6? Example? Another example? No more? Okay, we'll proceed to rule number 7, okay? Alright, so we have here, if there are interpreting expressions used like together with, as well as, along with, etc., this should not affect the number of the subject. What does this mean? What are the interpreting expressions? So it's like together with, as well as, along with. So even though you use these interpreting expressions, still, it will not affect the number of the subject. Please, everybody read with the first example. Okay, very good. Alright, so what's our subject in this first sentence? Alright, so Ray is singular or plural? Alright, therefore our verb is okay, attends. Very good, which is a singular form of the verb. And again, always remember that interpreting expressions like together with his parents, that will not affect the subject, okay? It's just like flowering words or just a confusing word so that you'll know what's the exact verb. So it's like that. Anyway, for the second one, for the second sentence, it says the employees accompanied by the CEO attend the training. What's our subject in the second sentence? Okay, and it is plural. Therefore, our verb is attend. Okay, very good. So attend will be plural form of the verb because the subject is employees, not the CEO. Okay, so it's just an intervening words which is accompanied by. Okay, next example. Max as well as the other students goes for a field trip. What is our subject in the sentence? Okay, Max. All right, and it should be singular. So therefore, the verb is goes, which is a singular form of the verb. Okay, very good. Do you understand the rule number 7? Do you have any clarification about this? Alright, just remember, bear in mind that intervening expressions will not affect the number of the subject. So still, your subject will be depend with your verb used. So that intervening expression will not affect. It's just that flowering lang na siya, okay? So just disregard that intervening expression. Alright, next rule number 8. We have here, there are nouns ending in S but singular in meaning, so they still requires singular verb when used as subjects. These nouns includes, what are those nouns? Mathematics, physics, missiles, politics, economics, news. So as we can see with these words, there's an S. However, even though there's an S at the end of the word, still these are considered a singular nouns. Alright, so for example, the news makes me excited. So our subject here is news, which is again a singular noun. Therefore, we will use singular verb, which is makes. All right, next example. Please read, everybody. Okay, mathematics is one of my favorite subjects. So again, mathematics considered a singular in meaning. Therefore, we use the verb is. All right. So with economics shows the law of demand and supply. So still singular subject. Therefore, we use singular form of the verb, which has an s at the end, which is shows. All right. Who can give me another example with the politics or physics? Is anyone there love physics subject? Anyone who can give example A of these words? Yes? Your first name? Oh, Car, yes. Okay. Oh, wow. Very nice. Very well said. Okay. Yes, that's correct. All right. Thank you so much, Clark, for that sentence. Statistics shows. Correct. So statistics still is a singular noun. Singular in meaning, therefore we use the verb shows. Okay, very good. So I guess you already understand the rule number 8. Okay, now let's proceed to rule number 9. Here we go. Amounts of money, periods of time, measurements require singular verbs. So even though how much money you have, or how much time you have, how much time you talk about, or measurements still, this requires singular verbs. First example, please read, everybody. All right, 2 million pesos was donated to the foundation. So even though 2 million is a lot, but still it is singular, meaning because it's for the amount of money. So any amount of money, we'll just use the verb singular. Okay, so therefore our verb is was. All right. Second sentence, 20 hours seems long enough to wait at the station. So 20 hours is singular still, even though it is more than one, right? But still, again, when you talk about time, periods of time, measurements, and amount of money, the verb should only be singular. Are we clear with that? Okay, so I guess you already know about this rule and you understand better about this. It's just simple. Just always remember amounts of money, periods of time, measurements only require singular verbs. Okay. Next, we're down to our last rule. Rule number 10. What are those collective nouns? Can you read? All right. A singular verb. All right. So yes, even though these words or nouns are collective, family, group, team, battalion, but still, generally this requires a singular verb. Here's some example. The band plays classic songs. So even though we know that banda, right? We know that this is composed of more than one people, still, it's a collective noun. So we use a singular form of the verb, which is plays. All right. Then second one. There's one to admit. Just a second. Okay. Then second one says the crowd gives a loud applause to the performance. So what is the crowd? So we know if we talk about crowd, there were lots of people, right? But still, since it's a collective noun and in the sentence it is used as a singular noun, therefore we use the verb singular, which is gives. All right. Next, my family enjoys camping in the woods. All right. So my family, so still a collective nouns. However, it is in singular form or meaning. So therefore we use the verb enjoys. All right. So just think that collective nouns, family, groups, teams, battalions. So those generally requires a singular verb. All right. Do you have any question, class? Clarification? Okay, very good. So now to test your understanding, we have here just a short quiz. So any one of you can answer. It's just like a test, so that we'll know that you really understand our topic for today. Okay. So here we go. Just choose the correct form of the verb. Please, everybody, read the first sentence. Okay, so we have here John, along with other students, thinks of pursuing a science career. So what's the subject with the sentence? Okay, and how about what would be the verb? What's the correct answer? Is it think or thinks? Okay, very good. Why thinks? Can you explain why thinks? Perfect. That's very good because John is singular subject. So even though we see here the intervening expression along with the other students, still we are talking about John here in a sentence. Very good. How about in the second one? Please read. Okay, so what should be the right form of the verb? And why? What is the noun after the is? What's the noun there? Okay, a good chance. And again, if we say there is, it should be followed by a singular noun or pronoun. All right. So a good chance there is the noun for this sentence. How about third sentence? Okay, what's the subject of the third sentence? All right. And what should be the verb? With S or without S? Okay, very good. So yes, with S because our subject is. Okay, which is Hannah. All right, very good. Okay, so now I guess this is not applicable here. Supposedly, I would like you to pick or to select your classmate by pair activity. Like you will act, and then your pair will guess the word. And once you guess the word, you will construct a sentence from that verb. But I guess this will not applicable here. Or can you show your faces? Can we have one pair at this time who would like to volunteer? Can they do that? So supposedly I have here an additional activity to test your understanding about our topic. Like it's a pair activity, so you will choose one of your classmates and one of you should act a verb and then your pair will be the one to guess the action. And then if your pair already guessed the word or action, then you will construct sentence from the verb with the correct application of subject-verb agreement. But I guess this is applicable to Lazo. Can they? Okay. Right. Okay, all right, thank you, sir. All right, so we'll just consider this done. I know you already know and understand better with our topic for today. So great job, class. Thank you so much for your cooperation. And now, before we proceed to our short quiz, who can summarize our discussion for today, or who can just give me the basic rule? Anyone? Alright, so we'll just take a look with the summary here just for the basic rule. Just always remember that singular subjects take singular verb and plural subjects take plural verb. So the verb agrees only to its subject. Interpreting words do not affect the number of the subject. Okay, are we clear with that, class? Okay, alright, so now I want to ask your ideas about this topic. I want to know, or who can share, why is it important to master some rules of subject-verb agreement? Is it important in our oral communication or in our written communication? Can anyone share their ideas about this? Why is it important to master or appreciate the rules of subject-verb agreement? Can anyone share their answer, please? Volunteer? Yes, yes, please. What? Very well said. Wow, perfect. Yes, very good. To communicate well. Very good. Who else? Clark, yes, Clark? Perfect. Yes, very good. All right. So yes, that's true. It is important to master these rules of subject-verb agreement so that we can communicate effectively. We will understand what they are talking about. We can understand the story. For example, you are talking to someone, so you'll understand if they use the correct subject-verb agreement. Very good. Good job. So before we proceed to our quiz, do you have any questions, clarifications, or any suggestions, or what else? Any questions before we proceed to your quiz? None so far? Okay, very good. Looks like you really understand our topic for today. That's great to hear. So now for your quiz, we have here 1 to 10 only. So just a short quiz. Just prepare one for sheet of paper. And for the instruction, it says if the sentence is grammatically correct, write C before the number. And if there is an error in the subject-verb agreement, write the correct form of the verb. Are we clear with the instruction? Do you have a question with the instruction? Okay, we're clear. Very good. So with this activity, I'll give you only 10 minutes because it's just a short quiz. It's just 1 to 10, so 10 minutes is good. All right, so 10 minutes is over. Thank you so much. Kindly exchange or pass your paper. Or let's check right away. Okay, let's check right away. Okay, here's the answer key. Okay, very good. Who got the perfect score? Oh wow, most of you get a perfect score. Great. I'm glad that you got all the perfect score. Very good. Thank you so much for your cooperation and thank you for being respectful in the class. Thank you so much. And before I forgot, for your assignment, just please print or cut out one picture that shows action words and then paste it on a short bond paper. Then construct sentence as many as you can and make sure to observe the correct rules of subject-verb agreement. And then you'll pass this tomorrow. Okay? Any question from your assignment? All right. And so far. Okay, very good. Thank you, class, for today. I wish you have a great day ahead and stay safe and healthy, okay? Bye for now and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, I'll just stop sharing. Bye-bye. Ingat. Bye-bye. Sir. Thank you, sir. Magpakita ko sa hanggang, sir. Okay. Sige, sir.